All right. With that said, let's get our guest speaker to start us off. Tuesdays here in March, heading us right into the convention. Gosh, she's known as what? The Taco Lady. She's known as what? The lady that it told Mr. Tony Coopers, you got to come down to San Antonio, Texas. And she said, Miss Tom, I had no idea. I didn't have anybody but a handful of people. I got a hotel. See, that's what it takes. And she said, I filled that place up. And now whenever I ask him to come, he's jolly on the spot. So that's what it's all about. Filling the rooms up, but also building a strong business. She told you she went down there, didn't know nobody. And she told you step by step how she's building it. And some people fell out, some people going, but she kept on going. So I tell you what, she was a locksmith's business and she saw ACN and just took off like, wait, you mean to tell me I can get paid 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Because think about it. No, most of us never heard anything like that in our life. We thought it was illegal. She said, oh my God, I'm in. So without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to the great, the one and only regional director, Miss Roxann Corralejo.
Good morning, everybody. I am fired up. If y'all can't tell, I'm rocking with that music going on, and I'm like, why isn't everybody dancing? Like, that music was powerful. Jabri asked me, what kind of music do you want to hear? And I was like, something because I'm fired that'll get me pumped. And I saw Jackie looking at me, and she started smiling. She's like, yeah, I can feel this. I got this. So first and foremost, I definitely want to give this back to you, Mr. Thomas. And, I want to express the level of chill this man has. And I truly, truly admire it. It's amazing. And I aspire to be that level-headed. The reason being is because I sent him a voice memo this morning saying, hey, I have some weather stuff going on out here. I know some people without electricity. My lights are flickering. We have an advisory, but I'm just letting you know that all my devices are charged. If electricity goes out, I have power, but if Wi-Fi goes out, I have my phone for that cellular service. Like, I got all my bases covered, whatever I can do, but just in case a cell tower gets taken out, because y'all, I'm in the middle of like tornado area. Just in case, if you don't see me and I disappear off the grid completely, then this is what happened. And the only response I got from him was, got it. And the reason why I love that is because stuff happens all the time. And Mr. Thomas has this passion. He has this drive. He knows he has this purpose that he has to fill no matter what. And what's different between someone like Mr. Thomas and the rest of us is that sometimes little things will allow it to just smack us off that trajectory. And Mr. Thomas shows, hey, nothing is going to smack me off this trajectory. This call is happening at 11 o'clock Central Time, no matter what. Even if a tornado smacks down in the middle of Lubbock, we got this. We're still moving forward. And I love that because I know sometimes I have internet goes off or things that are happening. And I text the rest of the team like, hey, my internet went down. Let me troubleshoot. Let me get this going. And how many times have y'all had stuff happen and you're in the middle of trying to figure out a solution and trying to get through it? And we're problem solvers, of course, everybody. That's exactly what we do. But now your phone is blowing up. You're getting calls and text messages, and someone's like calling to get the tea. Like, what happened? What are you doing? How are you going to fix this? And I'm like, leave me alone. If you want me on this call, I got to figure this out. I can't figure it out when you're bothering me. So that's why I have so much respect, because not only does he express that level-headedness and saying, hey, nothing is going to divert me from this trajectory. But one thing he said without saying it is, I trust you. He put all that trust in me that he knows no matter what, I'll figure it out. He didn't have to call me. He didn't have to offer solutions. He didn't say what's going to happen, how are you going to fix this. He didn't do anything. He said, got it. I understand, but I also trust in you that you're going to find a will and a way. And I love that. So thank you so much. And I appreciate, and I'm so honored with that trust you have in me. So you guys, that's actually this topic today, is what we're communicating, how we're communicating, what you're saying, what you're not saying. All that comes into play. And just that little short conversation, I expressed to you what Mr. Thomas said, but also what he didn't say, but said. And all that is so important when we're trying to deliver this information to people, when we're trying to talk to our team. So this can start with even just a single word. In what we're saying can come from a single word. Yesterday, I was in Houston, Texas. That is 8 hours from Lubbock. Today, I'm in Lubbock. I did not have any plans to be in Lubbock today, But what I do, I woke up at 4 a.m. The first thing I always do is I open my weather app and I check out the sunrise and the sunset. I always do that. I check the time the sun rises and sunset. But because I'm in my weather app, I see the weather and I see that there is severe weather alerts for tomorrow, which is today. And I said, all right, well, I got to pack up and leave. I don't want to get caught in this anywhere, not being home. I need to get there. I have not made that 8-hour trek. Now I've driven pretty far distances before, but there's nothing in the state of Texas. That drive gets exhausting. It's an 8-hour trek of pretty much nothingness. And I said, I just got to do that. I can't stop. I don't need to stop anywhere because I don't want to get stuck in this severe weather, whatever it's going to be. We have wind, we have rain. Y'all, it is raining mud. Did you know that was possible? I had no idea. Oh, Catherine is like, yep, I did. It rains mud. There's so much dirt in the air from the wind. I was like, this is bonkers. I'm learning new things. But it's raining mud. There's so much wind. I'm hoping you guys aren't hearing the howling behind me. Dirt is hitting my windows. So I didn't want to be stuck in the drive in this. And I said, I'm making that whole trek. And so I'm about 6 hours in and I'm talking to myself. This is my inner thoughts and my inner communication because this has been years and years and years of training, years of trying to get myself to speak positively to myself. And I cover this topic every couple of months and it's going to be the same thing, but said differently. Because what I'm doing in my car, I wear corrective lenses. I have since I was 5 years old. I'm wearing contacts. And if you guys wear corrective lenses, your eyes get tired. Oh yeah, everyone with glasses is like, heck yeah. Your eyes get so tired that things get blurry. You can't help it. And so I'm 6 hours in and I'm like going like this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's getting hard to see. I need to pull over. I need gas anyway. And I just do a little walk around. But in my car, I'm like, you got this. You're a beast. You're not tired. We are wide awake. We're rocking the music. We got this. But I know my body needs a break. So I'm just going to pull over because I need gas. That's it. I needed a rest. But I'm telling and having this conversation with myself, letting myself know that no matter what, I got this. 2 hours to go. It's okay. And how many of y'all have been on those long drives and those like that 45 minutes feels like 10 hours. It's crazy. Yeah. So I pull over and I'm telling you this whole backstory because of just how I feel internally is not what I'm expressing. 100% whatsoever. And I know my body is tired. I was up at 4 a.m. I'm driving where it's just blank most of the time around me. It's hard to stay engaged in a drive like that. I'm trying to listen to upbeat music. I'm trying to give myself a snack on something to keep myself alert. So I pull over and I get a couple things and I do need an energy drink and a snack just to make sure I'm keeping myself busy during this drive. And the gentleman behind the counter asked, how are you doing today? And I said, fantastic. Try to say fantastic without smiling to someone. Just try. Like you just can't. If someone asks how you're feeling, you say fantastic. Guess what? Did I feel fantastic in that moment? Absolutely not. But it's what I've conditioned myself. Anytime anyone asks me how I'm doing, it took some training and some time. Sometimes you're like, oh, I'm tired. Oh, it's been a long day. Whatever these things are good. It's been okay. These things come out of our mouths instinctively because we're trained to say it that way. Train yourself differently. So even though I had no thought in my response whatsoever, my body is trained no matter what to say fantastic. And the gentleman behind the counter goes, whoa, fantastic. I don't know if I trust that. And I said, of course I feel fantastic. It's a beautiful day. I'm alive. God has blessed me with another day. Why wouldn't we be fantastic? And he said, you know what? Absolutely. So what did that do for me is it gave me that adrenaline I needed to continue going those 2 hours. But what it changed for that gentleman behind the counter that I have never met, I don't know his name. He has never heard anyone respond that way. And the biggest smile I've ever seen just creep up on his face. And we had maybe a 15-second interaction as he's checking me out. And he said, stay fantastic. Or we did have a conversation because he said something. I was like, why not be fantastic? And I said, what would make your day a fantastic day? And he said, 2 weeks with pay, not having to come to work. And I said, right? He's like, that'll never happen. And I said, absolutely, it'll happen. Maybe not here, but absolutely it can and it will. And we will manifest that for you. 2 weeks, don't have to go into work and still get paid. Why not? And he's just smiling big. Now, we could have continued, and I'm going to let y'all know I didn't continue the conversation any further there. Like I said, I was exhausted. I was ready to get back in my car. But what that small conversation did for that gentleman is open to his eyes to possibility. And the people he interacted with after he interacted with me, I can tell you, just were 10 times better of an interaction because I had that frame of mind to, no matter what, say fantastic. So I said one word and it can change so many things in what I didn't say. And that's what's so great. And I didn't feel that way, but my mind just automatically goes to fantastic. And then I started feeling better and I was able to continue. So, on another note, on another side, there was a gentleman, a leader I was working with, and it drove me crazy because I'm all about what comes out of your mouth. And he always, no matter what, I'm tired. I'm tired. First thing in the morning, I'm tired. Even just saying it, I'm getting tired right now. And he would say some things, and sometimes you slip up in your words, and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm tired." And this is in the middle of presentations. This is in the middle of a networking meeting, in the middle of trying to talk to someone, a business owner, someone that was credible. Always, I'm tired, until I got fed up and I said, "You need to quit. Stop. I do not want to hear 'I'm tired' come out of your mouth one more time." Reason being is because when I first started hearing it, when I first met this gentleman, I thought, like, man, it's first thing in the morning. How is this man so tired? And then I was like, what came to mind was like, he has to be hungover or something. He must have had a long night. Like, he's a partier. Why is that someone I would want to partner up with? And these are things he did not say by saying, "I'm tired," that I received. And all these things came into play. But then when he's talking to prospects, let's listen to this. When he's talking to prospects and says, "I'm tired," these are business owners. These are busy business owners. They have 10,000 things going on. They have families. They hear, "I'm tired." They hear, because this is me, this is what I heard, that you're working too much. If you're saying you're tired, what you're doing and trying to talk me into doing, it just takes too much work. I don't want to put that much effort into something else. I have these other things going on. And sure enough, I put him on a presentation because we're taught not to teach, not to do presentations to your own people. And I will tell you, after this, I started doing presentations for my own people because I said this isn't happening again. But a successful person, he had a full-time job, trying to get out of his full-time job because he was doing real estate and had a whole bunch of real estate in different states. And he's building his investment real estate portfolio. And he told me off the get, "Roxann, I do not have time for anything else. I'm trying to hire an assistant. I'm trying to figure out ways to automate my system, so I'm not doing so much." And I was like, "I get it 100%. That's something that we can do here, is just put this on autopilot. But why not monetize these expenses?" He heard that and he was in. He said, "This sounds great." I had someone do a full presentation for him, and because he has that mindset of "I'm tired" all the time, that's what portrayed in his message. And after the presentation, midway, and I'm like, this isn't going well, I already knew it. And after the presentation, that gentleman said, "Roxann, this is too much work and I'm not interested, but I wish you the best of luck and I'll send my properties over to you." Now, I keep that communication going because does that mean that that whole lead is dead? Absolutely not. No, it never is. It just means it wasn't the right time at that moment, and we can have a conversation later. But what we're saying and what we're not saying is so important. So now I'm going to go into something that might hit you guys a little bit hard. You guys might not like me for this. But what we're not saying is what we're delivering to other people is our appearance, how we're looking, our energy level in a group. Dancing on a Zoom, like, that draws a lot of attention, and people are like, "Hey, this girl's got some energy. She's rocking. She's loving what she's doing." But also your background. What's in your background? Is it a distraction? So I will tell you that you might not believe it's a distraction. You're on this beach, you got a palm tree, it looks amazing. The palm tree's waving, it's one of those virtual things, but it's a distraction because people are watching that palm tree wave. Women, our nails. Oh my gosh, I've seen some women with these long, long, beautiful nails. They got jewels and they got diamonds and they're all kinds of crazy on them, stuff on them. And I always say, "Oh my gosh, those are beautiful. I love it. It's not for me, but I love it." But what are we delivering to the people that we want to connect with? Think about the person that you want to prospect. Now, I've been in this situation where I'm just like, man, nobody has the money to start. Why doesn't anybody have money to start? It's $300. Like, what are people doing with their money? It's because of what I was attracting. I was attracting, without even knowing, and what I was not saying, those people that had no money, and I was, in sense of a better word, repelling those people that did. And so what you're doing, how you dress, how you look, and little things that you do about yourself, it's what you're attracting. And if you're seeing a group of people that sign up in ACN and do absolutely nothing, it's because of what you're attracting. And I had to learn that the hard way and had to have a big shift. So when you talk about, and I bring up that those nails because I heard it as an example. And I'm telling you, I got bright pink on mine. I love them and they're beautiful. But how many successful businesswomen with money that know what they're doing have bright pink on their nails? None. How many you know have the long fingernails that are bejeweled in diamond? None. So it's what we're attracting. And I'm like, you know what? That makes perfect stinking sense. We have to emulate who we want to attract, not for any other reason other than that they might not feel it's for them because we're not in the same circles. And so you have to go to and present yourself who we're trying to attract. So I'm making that big shift and looking at every little thing that I do, every background that I have. And I like the blurry background because it doesn't matter what's back there. You really can't see, and it's not really distracting unless you got people going in and out of the blurriness, then it gets weird. But we have to pay attention in that information that we're delivering to people without even saying it. So I'm going to relate this back. I think I have a couple minutes. Okay, real quickly. I'm going to change gears here because I did want you guys to see something, but I didn't even notice this until I started thinking about this topic. So also the information you're feeding yourself and what you're telling yourself, we talk about that good talk to yourself. But what are you doing? What are you doing to know that you deserve these things, to know that you have these things? So while I was in Houston, I was in a fabulous area. I got invited to this amazing, beautiful, gorgeous house and all these things. And so what did I do is I took a tour around this within a gated community. And if I can get Mr. Clemens to show this video of this house that I saw, which I just fell in love with, and every single one of these houses was gorgeous. It is a massive house on the corner of this subdivision. And I didn't even realize how big it was. I took a picture from the angle I was at and I drove around and I was like, oh my gosh, this house freaking keeps going. And then we get around this house and you see the depth of it.
This is incredible. It's one amazing house.
So Casa Corralejo right there. That house was so massive, I had no idea. Just one part of it, I was like, this is already my house, until I saw the other side of it. But at the end, you heard me say Casa Corralejo. Why? Because I'm manifesting it. It's in the present. It's the Corralejo house. That's exactly what it is. And so when we talk about the future, when we talk about, I will be a multimillionaire, I will have a mansion, I will be SVP, what you're doing without even noticing it is you're telling yourself you don't have it. That is still negative talk to ourselves because we don't have it. We're coming from a place of lack already, saying, I will have it. So we need to start conditioning ourselves to say, I have it. That is my house. I own it. And the reason why I bring that up is because, hey, we need to talk about the same thing about this event. This event coming up, I know I've always done this. How many people will you have? How many people will you have? Oh, I will have 10. Oh, I will have 15. Absolutely not. I don't care who is currently registered today. Speak in the present. I have 10 people going to Dallas. I have 30 people going to Dallas. I have 50 freaking people going to Dallas. The reason being, if you speak with that much conviction, it is so much harder for you to convince yourself that that's not going to be the truth. It is so much harder for other people to learn that that won't be the truth. Speak it to yourself. I will have 50 people. I have 0 people registered today, but that ain't no thing. It ain't no thing. We got 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks to talk to people. And that energy and that motivation that you bring is going to inspire people to say, I don't even know what's in Dallas, but I'm going. I don't know because Jackie Black told me I had to be there. Well, what's it about? Catherine said it's something I have to do. You know what? Greg said no matter what, I have to hop on a plane with him. I got to cancel all my plans because Terry told me to. She has so much conviction in her voice that she has 50 people going. I need to be number 51. I have to, without a doubt, because you have that conviction in your voice. So you guys, please, let's change the way we think. Let's change the way we talk to ourselves, and we will attract those same people that believe those same things in themselves. It's all about attraction. Who are we attracting is what we give out. If you give that out, you will attract it. I love y'all. I can't wait till next week. I'm going to see you guys super soon. All right, that's what I got today, Mr. Thomas.